All right, it's Bogie time. Got my new bogies on here. I'm not restoring these. I'm more of a driver kind of vintage rider. I don't pimp them all out per se. I want my equipment to work when I want it to work. So this is why I go through this stuff. You can go through and you can take this all apart. I mean, obviously you change the springs, you had to take it all apart, but these springs weren't broke. These are still original springs on there. I like running the original springs because there's actual flex to them. You can actually flex them around a little bit. The new ones, let's see if I got some new ones down here. These are new springs you get now, or at least I got last time. They got one less coil and they're hard as a rock, so you don't get much flex. And when you get, let's see if I can find a broken one here. Let me see. If you don't get much flex, I don't have it. Oh, here it is right here. So it'll break your tabs off. I'm gonna weld a new one back on there, but it should look like that. Breaks tabs off. Obviously I put new bogies on that one. Broke it off and I couldn't use them anymore. So we'll weld this little piece back on and with our Hobart 110 unit. Here I got the various stages of what I do. I don't, like I say, I don't put new bearings on. I haven't had a bearing go out yet. So I mean, there is play. If you see that rocking back and forth, that's the bearing play. I grease them every year. Obviously this one I just painted, so it doesn't have stuff in it. Grease coming out. This one's the same way. This one's tight. All right, and this one, see how there's a lot more play? This one's still loose yet. This one's still loose. Just to show you the stages of bearing play compared to actual loose on there. Can you imagine that wheel going down there and going like this all the time? I mean, this is a little bit like that. But like I say, you only put a few 100 miles on, it'll last a long time. As far as pressing the bearings off and putting new bearings on, sandblasting, painting. If you're into that, go ahead and do that. I've watched Power Mods do that. They have great videos out there on their lawns. I've watched quite a bit of those. He does a real nice job of doing this. This is more of my work every day kind of snowmobiling stuff. I know he uses his and stuff, but I don't do this just to put on a shelf or anything. I do it to ride, and we ride them. But here is what I'm talking about. With my machine screws, they're tacks put on. And then I cut them off the grinding wheel. So obviously this one doesn't spin right now because it's hidden. But this one's the same way. You cut them off, don't have to worry about it anymore. This one, show you, I haven't cut them off yet. Just a little tack's all you need. Obviously sometimes you miss, and then you need to go back and redo them. But just putting that little bit of weld on them threads doesn't let them back out. And then I'm not a perfectionist, but make it look good. I try to line all my screw heads up. Them are not done yet. But just a little added thing. I know you're not restoring it, but can make it look good anyway. So I will continue on and do these. I just want to show you the stages. See, obviously this one is not ready to go and this one's not ready to go. But I'll just nip them off. The reason I use machine screws is I can feel how much torque I'm putting into it. With a rivet gun, like those pop rivet guns, you have no idea. Are you squishing it too much, not enough? Is it gonna wobble? So I just take this and just, it usually stays on the back side there, it doesn't spin. You just tighten her down. Just keep going around and around. I just keep going around and around a little bit, and then you'll feel how it locks up and gets tight like these. I mean, aside from the bearing play. So if you don't like that, press the bearings off, put new bearings on. But like I say, I've never had a lot of problems with these, and I have 6 vintage snowmobiles. Been working on them since I was 10, and I'm in my mid-30s now, so That's a few years of slinging these old babies around. But yeah, just your work every day, replacing tires, getting it back out on there in the trail, on the back 40s, whatever you guys do with them, ditch banging. But that'll go my front set in that rig right there, my old Olympic. Thanks, guys.